His lips pressed against mine like a storm refusing to wait for calm. His hands were urgent, almost trembling with the hunger that lived inside him. I remember the way my back hit the wall, the chill of the painted surface clashing with the fever in his touch. My breath didn't just shorten, it vanished. Every part of me screamed to resist, yet every part of me melted, dissolved, surrendered. His kiss was not soft. It was not sweet. It was exhausting, draining, reckless, and still, I opened wider, let him take more, let him swallow the part of me that had been starving for far too long. Before I go further, before I let you taste this confession through my words, I need you to pause. Backhand index pointing right, like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Share it. Because what I'm about to tell you is something no one in my real life will ever know. My husband doesn't know. My friends don't know. Even my own reflection refuses to admit it. But here, with you, I will bear it all. How it all began. I wasn't supposed to be this woman. The married one who wears her ring like a shield during the day but strips her soul bare at night for someone else. I wasn't supposed to crave another man's kiss, to let myself drown in his presence. But here I am, telling you, anonymously, because it's the only way I can breathe. It started on a dull Tuesday afternoon in our small American town. My life was a carousel: work, home, dinner, dishes, bed. My husband was kind, steady, but his steadiness had become predictable. His kisses were routine, gentle pecks, like pressing lips against an envelope before sealing it. No fire. No ache. No devouring hunger. Then came him. I met him at a corporate mixer my friend had dragged me to. I didn't even want to go. I remember adjusting my dress in the restroom mirror, telling myself, "You're married, this is just a night out, stop acting like a teenager." And yet, the second my eyes found his, deep, sharp, curious eyes that seemed to strip the air between us, I knew I was already in danger. The first sparks. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. But when he leaned closer to ask my name, the heat in his breath was louder than the music around us. His cologne was subtle, woodsy, and I swear, for a moment, I inhaled him like oxygen after years of choking on nothing. We spoke. About work, about life, about nothing and everything. But beneath every word was something unspoken, a current pulling us closer. My husband had texted me earlier that evening, a simple "don't stay too late," and I felt guilty for how little weight that message carried as I let another man's attention burn into me. When he brushed against my arm, my skin didn't just feel touched. It felt claimed. The first kiss. We slipped away from the crowd, at least that's what I'll tell myself. In truth, I followed him like a moth chasing the flame that would burn it alive. The hallway was dim, the hum of the air conditioner filling the silence. Then it happened. He kissed me. Not carefully, not politely. His mouth crashed against mine like a wave swallowing the shore. It was exhaustic, the kind of kiss that stole my lungs, spun my head, and left me clinging to him for balance. My router, my very signal of self, shut down. I wasn't wife, woman, or name anymore. I was just lips, body, fire. I should have pulled away. I didn't. Instead, I leaned deeper, desperate, aching, reckless. Why I'm here telling you this? I know you're listening. Some of you may judge me, some of you may secretly understand. Either way, if you've made it this far into my confession, pause for a moment. Backhand index pointing right, hit the like button, share this story, and subscribe. Because what you're about to hear is not just about lust, it's about how a kiss can unravel a woman, make her vanish, and leave her chasing pieces of herself in secret. That first kiss didn't end that night. It was just the beginning. It followed me home, lingering on my lips like a bruise no one could see. My husband kissed me goodnight, and all I could think was how different it felt, how much it lacked, how much I had already betrayed him with my silence. And yet, I wanted more. I didn't just want another kiss. I wanted his kiss, the exhausting, overwhelming kind that made me lose myself completely. That was the night everything changed. I couldn't sleep that night. I lay beside my husband, his arm heavy across my waist, his breath steady and calm. To anyone looking from the outside, I must have seemed like a woman wrapped in comfort, safe in her marriage bed. But inside, I was on fire. My lips burned with memory. My chest rose and fell too fast, like I was still gasping for the oxygen that kiss had stolen. And in the dark, when my husband stirred and whispered, "You okay?" I lied. I told him yes. I told him I was fine. But the truth was, I wasn't. The invisible rope. The next morning, my reflection told a story I didn't want to read. My eyes were brighter, sharper, restless. My smile carried a secret. Every sip of coffee reminded me of the taste of another man's mouth, the way his tongue had pressed, demanded, taken. I tried to drown myself in routine, laundry, office work, dinner planning. But nothing drowned it. He was in everything. His shadow lingered even when the sun was high. And then came the message. One small line glowing on my phone screen. Couldn't stop thinking about last night. My stomach dropped. My heart soared. My hands shook. I stared at those words until they blurred, because part of me wanted to delete them, and the other part wanted to read them out loud just to feel them alive again. I replied. I shouldn't have, but I did. Me neither. And with that, the invisible rope between us tightened. The next meeting. It didn't take long before we arranged another encounter. This time, it wasn't by accident, and it wasn't surrounded by colleagues and laughter. It was private. Dangerous. A hotel on the edge of town, he picked it. A place where anonymity lived, where secrets had their own walls. I remember the drive there. My heart pounding. My ring heavy on my finger. My hands trembling on the steering wheel. I told myself I wouldn't go inside. I told myself I'd just see him, maybe talk, maybe end it before it got too far. But the second he opened that door and his eyes met mine, I knew it was already too far. The second kiss. He didn't waste time. His hands were on my face, his mouth devouring mine before the door even closed behind me. It was hungrier this time, darker, like he had been starving for days and I was the only food left on earth. I melted. I burned. His kiss was still exhausting, still draining, still reckless. My router vanished again, my sense of control, my signal of reason. I wasn't thinking of home, of marriage, of consequences. I was only thinking of how deeply he was pulling me into him, how much of me he was swallowing whole. At one point, I pushed against his chest, gasping, "Slow down." But he only kissed harder, whispering against my mouth, "I can't." And maybe the worst part was, neither could I. The guilt that followed. When it was over, when I left that hotel room with my hair messy and my lips swollen, guilt clawed at me. I drove home rehearsing excuses, wondering if my husband would notice the shift in me, the faint scent that wasn't his. But he didn't. He kissed my cheek, asked about dinner, talked about his day. And I smiled, nodded, laughed even, while inside I was crumbling under the weight of what I had done. Still, the guilt wasn't strong enough to kill the craving. That night, lying next to my husband again, I caught myself touching my lips in the dark, reliving every stolen second, every breathless kiss. And I hated myself for loving it. Why I'm confessing here. You see, that's why I'm here, telling you this. Because I can't tell him. I can't tell my friends. But I can tell you. If you're listening, if you've followed me this far into my confession, then pause for a second. Backhand index pointing right, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Because what I'm revealing is more than just infidelity, it's the unraveling of a woman who thought she was unshakable, until one man's kiss made her vanish. And trust me, this was only the beginning. I used to think I was strong. I used to think I could control temptation, tame desire, draw a line and never cross it. But after that second meeting, after his lips had drained the air from my lungs again, after my body had given in so easily, I realized something. I wasn't in control anymore. He was. The messages that consumed me. My days turned into a countdown. Not to weekends. Not to vacations. But to him. Every buzz of my phone lit up my veins. Every thinking of you made my heart stumble. We messaged like teenagers, reckless and raw, hiding behind screens yet craving the real touch. Sometimes he'd send a single word, lips. And that was enough to make me burn for hours. Sometimes I'd write back, hungry. And we both knew what I meant. It wasn't long before we arranged the next secret. The escape. We met at another hotel, not too far, not too close. I told my husband I was working late. He believed me, because why wouldn't he? I had never given him a reason to doubt. But if only he knew how my hands shook as I swiped that hotel key card, how my legs trembled knowing what was waiting for me inside. The second the door closed, his mouth was on mine. That kiss, it wasn't gentle, it wasn't sweet. It was a storm. A hurricane. His tongue tangled with mine like it wanted to claim every part of me. I clung to him like a drowning woman clings to a raft. Because in that moment, he wasn't just a man, he was escape. And God, I was addicted to escaping. The reckless hunger. Clothes fell. Breath quickened. His hands explored me with a hunger that scared me, thrilled me. But it was always the kissing that undid me. The way he pressed harder, deeper, like he wanted to crawl inside me through my lips. The way I gasped, lost, until I could barely think. Sometimes I tried to push him back, just to catch my breath. But he would chase me, kiss me again, hold me so close I could feel his heartbeat racing into mine. And the worst part? I let him. No, I wanted him. Because the truth was, I wasn't just cheating with my body. I was cheating with my soul. The aftermath. When it was over, when the room was silent except for our breathing, reality always came crawling back. I'd sit on the edge of the bed, fixing my hair, wiping my smeared lipstick, trying to piece myself back into the woman my husband thought he knew. But deep down, I knew she was gone. The old me, faithful, steady, controlled, had vanished the moment his kiss devoured me the first time. Now, I was someone else. A woman who lived for stolen hours, for bruised lips, for the taste of danger. The guilt versus the craving. You might ask, didn't I feel guilty? Yes. Every time I drove home, my heart ached. Every time my husband kissed me goodnight, shame pricked me like needles under my skin. But craving doesn't care about guilt. Desire doesn't care about morality. And the truth? His kisses had become my drug. I needed them. I needed him. And once you're addicted, you stop worrying about being caught, you only worry about the next high. My confession to you. That's why I'm telling you all this. Because I know I'm not the only one who's ever fallen into a fire they swore they'd never touch. And if you're still here, if you're listening, then do me one small favor. Backhand index pointing right, hit the like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Because my story isn't over yet. The deeper I fell, the more dangerous it became. And soon, the line between pleasure and pain would blur in ways I never expected. The more I tried to resist him, the deeper he pulled me in. By now, his kisses weren't just something I craved, they were something I needed to breathe. But with every meeting, every stolen hour, the shadow of fear grew longer. The risk. I wasn't stupid. I knew what I was doing could destroy everything, my marriage, my home, the life I had built. And yet, when his lips pressed to mine, when his breath spilled into me, when his hands gripped me like I was his lifeline, every fear vanished. All that remained was fire. The call that shook me. It happened one evening, after another hotel escape. My lips were swollen from his storm, my body still trembling, when my phone rang. It was my husband. I froze. My voice cracked when I answered. "Hey, honey." He asked where I was. He asked why I was late. And in that moment, panic gripped me harder than his hands ever did. I lied. Smoothly. Too smoothly. Work had kept me late, I said. The lie slipped out like second nature, and that terrified me more than anything. Because lying had become easy. His promise. Later, in that dim hotel room, I told him, "This has to stop." He didn't laugh. He didn't argue. He just kissed me. A long, devastating kiss that broke my resolve. And then he whispered. "You're mine now. You know that. No matter how much you fight it, you'll always come back." And damn him, he was right. The mirror. That night, I stared at myself in the mirror. Lipstick smeared. Hair tangled. Eyes wild. Who was I? A wife? A liar? A lover? Or just a woman who had fallen into something she couldn't crawl out of? I wanted to hate him. I wanted to stop. But the truth was simple, I wanted more. The spiral. Days blurred. Nights blurred. I found myself lying more, sneaking more, hungering more. Every kiss felt deeper, every touch more desperate. It was as if we both knew time was running out, as if every stolen moment could be our last. He kissed me until my lips hurt. Until my lungs ached. Until I forgot my name. And when I left, I carried him with me, his taste, his fire, his danger. The warning. One night, lying in bed next to my husband, I felt his arm around me. Safe. Familiar. Steady. And I realized something brutal. I was living two lives. One built on love. One built on lust. And the two could not coexist forever. Sooner or later, something would break. My whisper to you. I'm not proud of it. I'm not here to glorify it. But I promise to tell you the truth. And if you're still listening, then show me you want more. Backhand index pointing right, hit subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who loves dangerous romance. Because the next part of my story, the way it all came crashing down, will burn hotter than everything I've told you so far. His kiss was the match. My body, the gasoline. Every time we touched, it was fire, and I was powerless to put it out. But by now, I wasn't just living a double life. I was crumbling under it. The last hotel room. It was raining that evening. The city lights blurred through wet glass as I sat across from him in yet another hotel room, my heart racing, my hands trembling. I told myself I wouldn't come this time. That I'd finally be strong. But when his lips touched mine, when his tongue parted my protest, all strength dissolved. He kissed me until my breath shattered. His hands devoured me like he'd starved for weeks. And I let him. Because I had starved too. The confession I never made. In that room, wrapped in his arms, I almost whispered the words. I love you. But I didn't. Because love was too dangerous. Love would make this more real than I could bear. So instead, I let his body say everything words couldn't. His kisses grew rougher, his hunger almost desperate. It felt like he wanted to consume me whole. And I let him. The edge of discovery. Later that night, my phone buzzed. A message from my husband, "Where are you?" My chest tightened. My fingers shook. I typed back another lie. And as I hit send, I realized, I was no longer afraid of being caught. I was afraid of losing him. Not my husband. Him. The man who kissed me like the world would end. The addiction. People think infidelity is just sex. But they don't understand the high, the madness, the addiction. His kisses weren't just lips on mine, they were chains around my soul. Every time I tried to break free, he pulled me deeper. And the truth? I didn't want freedom. The vanishing router. I laughed at myself one night, whispering into the darkness of that room. He's like my vanishing router. Because when he was gone, everything in me went dark. Disconnected. Empty. But the moment he touched me, everything lit up again. No ending. So here I am, telling you this not as a warning, not as a confession, but as a truth. He may not be mine forever. This fire may destroy me one day. But for now, I choose the burn. I choose his kiss. I choose to vanish every time he touches me. My whisper to you. And if you've stayed with me through this whole journey, then you already know. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button. Share this story with someone who understands forbidden passion. Because stories like mine, they don't end. They live on in secret lips, in hidden rooms, in the kind of kisses that ruin you, and make you whole at the same time. Sparkles, so tell me, would you risk it all for a kiss that makes your soul vanish and your body ignite? Because that's what I lived, that's what I tasted, his exhausting, consuming kisses that broke me and healed me at the same time. And if this journey has set your heart racing, if it pulled you into my secret world, don't slip away quietly. Backhand index pointing right. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with someone who craves forbidden stories like this. Every click, every share, every comment, it keeps these secrets alive, keeps this fire burning. Stay with me, because the passion doesn't end here. This is only the beginning of more confessions, more desires, more hidden nights. Sparkles.